everybody, and I'm Deborah with DC Fine Art, and today I am going to be trying out a new paper that I got. And it's not, I don't think it's like brand new, like maybe it's been out there for a little while now, I'm not for sure, but it is new to me, and I wanted to experiment with this. But I love Clairefontaine's pastel mat, but this one here is also by Clairefontaine, and it's called Paint On, and it says black mixed media. So it says multi techniques. This one here, I just went ahead and usually I get something small if it's, trying it out new, because I'm not for sure how it's going to work. But I went ahead and got a 6x8, so it is small. That's a 6x8 inch. It is 250, I guess, GSM, and it is pH neutral, acid free, so all that good stuff. It's extra heavy weight, shows that it's deep dyed black, and then it shows all the different types of stuff you can do with it. I guess painting, pencil work, pastel, ink. You got different stuff, paint, oil paint, probably watercolor. So several different things you can do with this paper. And this one here is a black. I got another one, and it's a natural color, so it's like a beige color. And that one is just a little bit bigger than this one, but not by much. So I went ahead and took one piece out of the book, because it comes in a little booklet here, and I just took one out, and I went ahead and put it on a board, and I used my acid-free tape to go ahead and tape around the edges here. And so I got that taped down to a board, and I was kind of curious. I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? What are we going to do to test this paper out and see how it works, and how it acts, and just kind of trying out something new here, because I have it and never used it before. So I decided to go ahead and possibly try, you could do oil paints, you could do probably, I was thinking about doing acrylic and doing like a night scene. So it's, or at least it's not really a night scene, but it's close to it. It's like a sunset, kind of like whenever the sun goes down, kind of little theme. And that's just something to play around with this paper with. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. It's just playing around with this paper and seeing what it's like. So it is called Paint On Black, the color black, for the paper, mixed media, multi techniques, and like I said, it's by Clairefontaine, and I like Clairefontaine. At least I know I like their pastel mat. I absolutely love pastel mat. That's what I use with my pastels, and you can also use it with your charcoals, because it works amazing for both. So we are going to be trying out our acrylic paints now. Let's see here. And hopefully, not for sure how this is going to turn out neither, because just kind of winging it and seeing how this paper acts. And sorry that I'm actually been late to my video this week, but like I said, I was doing a lot of moving, getting moved into my new studio, and so far it's definitely nice. It's nice, it's roomy. I figured out that I have a lot more things than I thought I did have. So, yeah, I found out that I got a bunch of art stuff. Heck, I even found some things like some of my canvases that I didn't know I had. So that was kind of a nice thing. And the paints that I'm just using these little Liquitex basic acrylic paints. I'm using these small tubes because I got a whole bunch of these small ones, and I figured I might as well try and use them up. Let me try and get a good paintbrush. This one might work. And let's see how this works. I don't know if my camera may be set up because I got a really long paintbrush here. Let's see here. Like I said, you guys, I'm winging this. We're gonna do a sunset with some trees and some different stuff. Because I don't know if this stuff is probably, it might be translucent. You may have to put quite a bit on. I have no clue. None. And I've never really painted with our acrylic paint on black paper. So definitely new to me too. I'm also thinking that just maybe I have to add white to it just to make it brighter. I kind of spray that just a little bit. Spray my paper. Add a little bit of a lighter red. Look at all that water I got right there. Kind of got a little bit too much right there. I think it's because I just sprayed way too close to the paper. Which is fine. It's fine because it'll end up drying out really quick. Usually our acrylics usually dry really quick anyway. And I actually really need to go over this spot. I know I'm trying to go around this tree that's there, but in all reality, I already had it in my mind that I was going to go ahead and just come back in with black and be able to finish off that tree. Hoping I'm not spraying the camera. There we go. May have gotten too much in there, yeah. Yeah, moving into the studio, I was trying to get my camera set up and get everything situated. And I think I kind of put my camera, well, it is a smaller piece though too. It is a 6x8, so the camera's a little close. But, you know, this is supposed to be type of paper you can work multiple mediums is what it says. Mixed media. And the name is Paint On. So I'm going to use my little blender brush here. I'm going to smooth this out a little bit. My red's already dry. Alright, let's do some yellow. Ew. That is a super bright yellow. Which one is that one? Cadmium yellow, medium hue. That is showing up really super bright on there. And the other one I got is primary yellow. I don't want it that bright. So I'll mix a little bit of my orange into it. So that way it kind of calms it down. Hoping I don't get the camera wet. It likes to bow up, which is, I guess, about normal. A lot of paper like to do that. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of white. Take some of my yellow, mix it in with some of this white. Looks a little bit dry, doesn't it? There we go. I think I got it now. Maybe a little bit too much. Oh. Definitely really, really wet. Let me try and sorry about the camera shake. It's either I get it way too wet or I am not getting an even amount of color or tone. You know what, I'm probably going to have to move my camera. Otherwise you guys are going to see me hit this camera like multiple times. So let's see what I can do on trying to move this real quick. So just bear with me. Gotta enjoy moving into a new art studio because you end up always changing all the stuff around. Okay, so you can see my little mouse over there, my little Christmas mouse. If you guys are looking, it's my little, I don't know, he kind of watches me. I sit him over there. But yeah, he's a little Christmas mouse. Okay, let's see here. I need to move a light. And it is literally falling, so I don't know if it's actually going to be a good thing or a bad thing. It's going to be right up in the way. There we go. I think I can handle that. Okay, so. Oh, much better. There we go. I'm actually going to take out my filbert so that way I can get a little bit smoother transition here. Oh, the paints are drying. Oh, it's still really wet, so it definitely does not dry really quick. Mix in a little bit of my reds, pinks. This is a very awkward sunset, by the way. Now I'm going to try some of this yellow and white mixture. See if I can't get it. There we go. That's what I was wanting. Yeah, it would definitely help not to add so much water to it. So there's that color. Wanted to take some of my white or my yellow, a little bit of my orangey color. Orange is still a little transparent there. So what I'm going to do is take some of my yellow add it to some of my orange. If I don't get it, I'll add a touch of red to it and kind of darken it up a little bit. Okay. And these Liquitex Basics are really transparent, so probably not the greatest choice. I probably should have stuck with something not so transparent. Let's add a little bit of white to this. Throw in some of the white. It seems to be a little bit more opaque. Missed. I don't want to overdo it this time. Paint on mixed media. I don't know. Maybe not paint on. It says that you can use this with basically anything. Like you can use it with our acrylic and all that stuff, or at least it shows paint. Maybe they're thinking of a different paint. Maybe they're thinking of something else, because I tell you what, either it bubbles up or it ends up not blending out. So that is not really taking on acrylic paint like I like. Now I do have a canvas. Let me go ahead and get that and just kind of show the difference. And I'm just going to get a cheapy canvas too, because I got plenty of those. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's see if it's the same size. I don't know if it is or not. It's an old one. Yeah, it's about the same size. So let me go ahead and unwrap this and just kind of see what the difference is if I were to use acrylic on an actual canvas. Let's get it unwrapped. This canvas here is a really old canvas. right. I don't want to put that on there. So let's go ahead and try it on. See if I can do this. Now, same techniques, except I'm going to use my little round brush here. Take some of my... Ooh, we don't have black though. It'll be all right. Okay. Spray the canvas panel. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see. Even on a really, really cheap canvas that's almost as old as I am. Maybe not that old. See the difference here. I hope we're not going to get any storms. I didn't think we're supposed to. I just heard my phone go off though. Okay, let me switch it over to my Filbert. Okay, going over to the orange. Canvas is wanting to move. Okay, moving over to the yellow. Like a little bit of orange or a little bit of red in it, not much. Now look at that. The transition on that is night and day. Just saying. So, let's go ahead and do a little bit of my lighter yellow that I wanted in here. and kind of give it one more little spray, make sure it's not actually drying. Now I have noticed I am a little bit more favorable to canvas panels, canvas boards, even the mixed media boards. They've come out with some mixed media boards and some aqua boards and different panels, you know, and I have been very, I guess, fond of those. Let's see here. Now I'm going to add some more white to my palette because I am running out. And I'm going to do a little bit of red and a little bit of white, and I want to make a little bit of a pinkish color. There we go. Okay, getting a little dry on there. Add some white to it and kind of lighten it up. And then I want the top part to be a little bit darker, so I'm actually taking out a paint for this instead of mixing it. I'm taking out my medium magenta, adding just a touch of white to it. Not much, but just a touch. Kind of transition it over. And this is a rougher canvas, so, and with having it be a more rougher canvas or a little bit more toothy of a canvas, then it ends up having these little like canvas, like you're trying to get into the grooves of the canvas here by doing this and scrubbing just to try and get into those grooves. I'm going to spray that one more time. Add a little bit of white, a little bit more of this, kind of create a little bit more of a darker color through here. Maybe a touch of red. A little bit more touch of red. Go ahead and get another touch of red. Because we want this top corner here to be darker. Even though I'm not supposed to be actually doing this on this, I'm just trying to show you guys the difference. Because it just made me frustrated. And here's my little blender. Now, it could be that it's black paper. I mean, that could very well be that it's black paper. But even if it was, and it was more translucent, I got red paint all over my hands. I'm always messy. Even if it was darker, or the black, look at this. Trying to paint, doing exactly what I did. Doesn't really like to blend, bubbles out, compared to something like that. Yeah, that's a big difference. Big difference. I mean, you got more of a smoother grain. And yeah, I mean, I could have done something a little different, but I wanted my sky to kind of have this stages, but I didn't want it looking like this. So, yeah. Let's say paint on paper. Clairefontaine. No. I would not. Usually you always see a lot of people like doing YouTube channels and they're like, yes, definitely, get this. Well, I can tell you what, if you're going to use it for acrylic, I don't know. Maybe you guys might have better luck than I do, but I definitely see a difference just even using one of the cheapest canvases that have a bunch of little rough edges. It's not even gessoed. I mean, it's gessoed, but it's just more of it has a tooth to it. So you're having to work yourself or work the paint into the canvas tooth. Compared to working on something like this, it ends up bubbling up. Paint on. Now, even if you were going to do watercolor, that's another thing. Let's see here. Let's try this out. I'm going to put that over to the side. I might do something with it. I am going to take this off because there is no way I can continue. Whoops. Mine just getting paint on me and okay. Yeah. No. That is definitely not a paint on paper. Now, I do, if you guys do like to have a paper that's more of a paint on and paint on friendly, not gonna bow up on you, or at least with oil paints. I did have, I think it's like a canvas. It's called canvas paper. And those aren't bad if you're using them with like oil paints. As far as acrylics, I don't really know. I mean, I've done some too. I think there's a Canson XL and it's acrylic and oil. That one, it still does decent, but I don't know. Let's see here. Let's try this different. Let's give them benefit of doubt, and let's just go ahead and try maybe some watercolor on it. Oh boy. Let's see here. Let's see what I'm gonna do. If I try watercolor, you know good and well it's gonna bow up that much. Okay. Watercolor. Huh. Now, if I'm putting tape down normally on a paper that I was going to sell or anything like that, I usually measure it on either side. I don't usually just put tape on the paper and just say, okay, I'm ready, let's go. That's all I was going to do. All right, now let me see. Let me go get maybe some iridescent watercolors. They're supposed to be used on black paper. And we'll just see what that looks like. Try and clean off my brush real quick too while I'm at it. I do not want that to stay on my brush and ruin it. We got to be nice to our brushes. All right, looks like it's dry, it's clean. Let me get another sheet of paper. And we will try this paper with watercolor. I'm gonna put all my tubes of paint. Sorry about this. Let me go ahead and get this changed out and I will be right back. All right, and I am back and we are going to go ahead and try some of these. Let's see here, I'll show you guys. The Derwent metallic paint pocket set. And we are going to go ahead and try it on this and see how it works. So maybe it'll be more friendly to watercolor. Because I'm not for sure. Alright, so let's do the same thing. We're actually just going to try this sunset. I wetted my paper down. And we're going to use like a red. Too much water there. Yeah, I could have done like testing with like little swashes and stuff like that to kind of test something out. You know, doing multiple paintings on each and every one. You know, I don't have time for doing individual ones, so I figured, you know, just trying to stick to something simple as like doing like a sunset and just seeing how it reacts, not actually creating an actual, you know, piece. This is not something that I'm like, oh, ta-da, you know, here's a brand new or, you know, a fully finished piece, but we're paying close attention to this paper and seeing how it acts if you were to create something instead of just swatches. There's the orange. And I really need a bigger brush. I'm going to try and dust that off just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to take, let's see here, I don't even have, I get a little bit bigger one here. A yellow. I wonder if they have a yellow in this. No? I got gold. Pale gold. Maybe? Pale gold. Ooh. Needs more water. Too much water. I really like these sparkles in this paint. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a brighter silver in here. A little bit of a gold in here. pale gold. Stick this and just kind of. Trying my hardest to have more of a smoother blend with this paper. It is definitely a challenge. And then we need some of this, let's see here, pink, red. I don't want red, so maybe the pink. And then I'm gonna add like a purple. Oh, that's that came out really purpley. Wow. Definitely a whole lot more than what I was expecting. Okay. All right, so far well, I know with these Derwent paints, it seems to lighten up whenever it dries. And you can actually see it a lot better. Let me see. Let's do more of this. This right here where you see the darker color, that is not dry. Like, that's super wet. This is starting to dry up here. This down here is already starting to dry a little bit out, but this seems to be a lot thicker with water, and it's like, that's why you got those different tones. So far what I can see, the watercolor, like the metallic Derwent metallic watercolor, stands out really good on here. So I mean, that does look really pretty. And you could do, once it dries, you can actually do some ink, and like, I still got that acrylic paint on me, but you could do like the black trees kind of come up in here, and you can go over it with some ink. And so that would really work. Or, I mean, you could even go over it with oil paints. So that would be a good thing too. Let's see here. If we're feeling froggy here. Let me see if I can take out. Do I have any? Could take out. I guess some of my oil paints. Well, no, let's not do oil. Let's do. Let's do some ink. And just see what it looks like. I got our marker, sorry. Let's do some of my Faber-Castell ink. India ink, Pitt Faber-Castell. These are the ones that I've done a review on in one of my past videos. I'm trying to find my black. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I got the brush, the chisel, this, let's see here. That is a regular 0.3. Hold on. And soft brush. Okay. And, well, I might need the other one. I'll take it too. Okay. Well, these are the ones I'm talking about. These are the ones that I done reviews on. Oops. And they're the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Fine Liner. This one is an Artist Pen Soft Brush. Then we got the Pitt Artist Pen Brush and the Pitt Artist Pen Chisel. So this is the chisel, soft chisel. So it's very tiny. Super tiny chisel right there. I guess maybe it's a short, so soft chisel. This is soft chisel. But we'll wait until that dries, and we will take one of my soft, or should I take this one? I'll take this one. It ain't completely dry. You can tell that it's bowed up, but I'm just kind of curious on what this is going to look like. Just kind of making those little bitty parts of these trees. And if we were going to make like the bigger one, I think I want to use my soft brush because I don't want to copy I know this probably doesn't make any sense. This tree is really an awkward, probably one of the most awkward trees that you've probably ever seen. Yep. I think I'm kind of having fun with this though. Especially if y'all are like, what are you doing? Having fun. I am having fun. We are playing. Part of me says I need to stop so that way we can test this out. And part of me says no. We're having too much fun. Making all these weird lines that make no sense. Not at all. Well, this tree is supposed to be blacked out. Okay. But as you keep going, you'll tend to see the picture here as you're having fun, just kind of painting it. You kind of just go everywhere with these trees, but the whole main thing was just seeing how the inks act to this. Of course, it's black paper. But yeah, we could keep going on and on and on with this picture. And quite honestly, I did not even really look too much to the reference photo. Just kind of playing around with it. So, I mean, you can add watercolor to this. It seems to be just fine, just like any other watercolor paper. So, if you're going to use this black paper for your Derwent metallic watercolor paints, then this would be a good choice for it. Because, I mean, you see it bow and bubble kind of a little bit. That just naturally happens to a lot of the watercolor papers, unless you pre-soak it and stretch it before you actually start on it. Which I know a lot of people, you know, there's some that do you go ahead and do that process, and there's people like me who just don't really quite do that process. If it bows and wrinkles and stuff like that, then I can easily fix it after I'm done. And I'd much rather do it that way. That's just preference. And plus that, I guess it's preference or laziness. I don't know which one you guys want to call it. But yeah, that's the way I usually do it. Other than that, it works great with watercolors. So I would suggest this and refer it to, you know, to any of you who want to use a black paper for watercolor. Also, the inks work really well on it. I'm not quite for sure. I know I hate to... This is just a scratch paper, but if you were using if you do have these Faber-Castell artist pens, let's see here. I'm going to take a white, let's see here, and just see how opaque it stands out. This is going to be a... is it my spot? That's my fine tip. Oh, here's my brush. Okay. Here's my white brush. So, like, if you were going to use, or, yeah, hold on. You were going to use the white. So, I mean, the white does show up. Like I said, this painting is nothing but just having fun, so yeah. But yeah, I mean, it definitely, the white does show up really well. And the good thing about this is, here's the good thing about this. If you're wanting to sell your work and you're wanting something that's archival, light fast, and you want to use this paper, then these pins are a good way to go if you're wanting to do that. The Derwent metallic, though, I don't believe those are light fast, but you know, you could try them with, let's see here, let's try a blue. No, the only time you see the blue is if you lay down the white. So if you're wanting to lay down white first, then you can. So that is another thing. If you're wanting to sell your work, the only thing I would be really researching is probably if the Derwent metallic are anyway light fast. I don't think they are. If you were to use a different type of watercolor, that could be a possibility. Let's see here. And that, let's see if what, I got some Winsor & Newton. And I also got some Oh my gosh, I can't even think of it. Oh, it just left my mind. I think it's getting kind of late. That's probably why. Um, we're having 6. I can't remember the name. Let's see here. But I'm grabbing the Winsor & Newton. It's the one that I do remember the name of. And I'm going to try some yellow. So here I got my little palettes. I'm going to rub this in just to get some yellow. I want to see if it's going to be transparent for you guys. So that way if you're wanting to sell your artwork, then you can use... Oh, wow. Ain't that pretty. Okay. Little impressed here. Let's try a red. Oh, nice. Very beautiful. It's kind of scary scene. And then actually, I mean, it's not showing up on the camera. I just looked over to see what you guys are actually seeing. It's not showing up on the camera, but I can tell you what, that is I mean, it's definitely red. I mean, it's like, yeah, there we go. Maybe you can kind of see it. It's like red. Or like a darker red, but it's still red. And that yellow is really yellow. So there we go. There you go. If you guys are wanting to sell, any of you guys who are wanting to sell your work, and that's what you like to, and what you're looking for, you can use this with watercolor. I mean, in any way, I mean, I've tried the Winsor & Newton, the Derwent Lightfast, or not Derwent Lightfast, it's color pencils. Here I go again with my color pencil stuff. The Derwent metallic watercolor paints, those work great. And if you had any of these Faber-Castell Pitt artist pens, these are made with India ink. I had a video that I had posted previously, and I talked about these. These are Lightfast also, so if you're wanting to sell your work, these pens and brush pens are tested by the Blue Wool. I think it's Blue Wool. Actually, it's the ASTM. But they've got the star codes on them, so that way you can kind of see which ones are Lightfast, which ones are not. And I had to pull maybe just like 2 or 3. It wasn't very many. Basically 2 or 3 maybe at the most. But other than that, I mean, they're all Lightfast. So yeah, I mean, here we went through, and I'm sorry for such a long video, but we went ahead and covered this paper from, let me go ahead and get it. Where is it at? Right here. Okay. So we went ahead and covered this Paint On Mixed Media by Clairefontaine. This is the black that they've got. Maybe it might be different using acrylic, if you wanted to use acrylic paint on it, maybe with the lighter color paper, but the way it bows, the way it absorbs so quickly, it just doesn't work very well at all with acrylic. So we did find that out. Working with acrylic is like, no, it does not work good. Otherwise you're going to be fighting with the paper more than anything else, or you'll end up doing, if you're new to painting whatsoever and you use a paper like this, you may end up thinking, oh my goodness, I can't paint. I'm having trouble painting. I'm not a good painter. That's not true. Not true at all. It could be just that you're using the wrong thing. And using this paper would definitely make you feel like that. That's whenever you're using acrylics, it would definitely make you feel like that. But using it with watercolor, it works amazing. It works really, really good. So I do recommend that. and working with the Faber-Castell Pit Artist pins, using them with it or as a mixed media piece is also amazing. It works great, and yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend this, and yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. And then also I wanted to let everybody know, I usually do this earlier, but I wanted to thank all my subscribers that have been with me since the beginning, or I just started not that long ago. But anyways, I am so happy that you guys are here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And also, if you are new to my channel, I cover some, like, doing some reviews on different products. Not all the time. So if you're thinking I'm going to do those every single time, it does. I can't keep up with that. That would be like, yeah, I would have to have an art store, like literally a whole store, and I can't, yeah. Okay, I think I stuttered enough. So I not only do just a review here and there, but I also work on color pencil pieces, soft pastel pieces, oil pastels. I also work with, I think I mentioned color pencil, charcoal, and yeah, some other mediums like ink tints, and some different things. I like to throw in different things. So yeah, if you're new here and you want to make sure you want to keep up to date with whenever I post, usually I've been posting every Thursday this time, or Wednesday or Thursday. This time I kind of ran behind because I was moving into a new studio, so I have managed to get in my new studio now. So that is the reason why I was late this week. So I do apologize to everybody on that, but definitely new here, click like, subscribe. If you've been here before and you guys are still here watching me, click like. That definitely helps out my channel. And to all of you, I guess I'll see you on the next video. Bye.